All right, looks like that we are live. Good evening. Okay, it looks like that we are live. Hold on one second. Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to my live broadcast. And I am super excited to be here on my Let's Break the Silence Facebook fan page. So first of all, I want to thank all my friends and the fans for following me on my podcast, Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. Oh, I see Mariel. Hi, hello. Boy, that didn't take long. Okay, all righty. So good evening, ladies. How are you? I will do my best to read the comments. So hi, Dawn. Good evening. Hello, Mariel. How's everything going with you? So, yes, so tonight I am going to be talking about how I reinvented myself and just enjoying the journey that I am on and how I found my true purpose and calling. So hello, Allie, good evening, how are you? And it's so great to be live here on my Facebook fan page. I know it's been a while. This has been quite a journey this year, the first half of 2022. So I'm excited for all of you to be here. Thank you, Dawn, for tuning in. Mariel, Allie, tuning in from Ohio. So please drop a comment below. Let me know where you are tuning in from so I can give you a proper shout out. And then we are going to get started. So I am just so elated. And what I'm going to be doing is I will be uploading this live on Monday morning, July 4th, on my podcast, which is Let's Break the Silence with Angeline. So my podcast is on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the other live streams. So Ohio is in the house, and I know that Allie is tuning in from Maine. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Hi, Bertie, how are you? So great to see everyone here, and I feel so nervous, but that's okay. Listen, it's all good. It is all good. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about what happened, who I am. So I am a life coach and podcaster, but primarily, and yes, Tracy, Denver, Colorado is here, and Bertie is in San Antonio, Texas, and I hope that you're all staying cool because we are getting a heat wave here in upstate New York. So I've been on this path of rediscovery for the last 6 months. So I just want to, and this is going to be real, raw, and vulnerable, okay? This is a real, raw, and vulnerable live. And that's how I love to coach my clients, okay? I do not use the cookie cutter approach that some coaches use. I am real and genuine, with my clients and with my Facebook group too. So this is going to be real and raw. So first of all, I know that people want to hear what happened to me, and I know, no need to be nervous. No, you know me, Allie, I speak from the heart. Okay. So last year, we're going to go back to last year in 2021. My podcast was evolving, and it really, really, really started to take off. So what I decided to do was I decided to hire a business coach because I felt that my branding needed to be, on point. And I hired this business coach so she could build my coaching programs that I do offer, which I will talk about later in a minute. So I hired this business coach, and everything was off to a great start. We were, building, we were working on our marketing strategies. We were, working on everything to build my coaching program because I am thriving after domestic abuse, and my goal is to help others. Because if people, if you can, overcome if you can overcome some sort of trauma or domestic abuse and move into ownership of your life and be on that path of rediscovery, if I could do it, you can do it. Okay. So backstory. So I hired this business coach and everything was going well and everything. And then all of a sudden, I realized that I felt that I was paying her too much money. And I wasn't making enough money in my business to pay her the fees to build my coaching program. So, make a long story short, she built it. And after that, we had a falling out, and I fired her in December. There were some things that I heard that were not true. She was just not doing the work that she was supposed to do. So basically, I was left holding the bag. And on top of that, she had lured me into this film project, which I had talked about. So I'm just being real raw and vulnerable. The Project Mass, that was going to be a docuseries of domestic abuse survivors portraying their real life stories on film. And it was like too good to be true, and she felt that we would get the funding immediately, and that did not happen. And all of a sudden, she disappeared and ghosted me, and she ghosted several other people who were involved in the production. So I still wanted to pursue it, and so in January, we were doing Facebook Lives on on our mass page, on our and on my personal Facebook page, because we wanted to spread awareness that yes, we can break the silence on domestic abuse and put these real life stories on film. And what I discovered was that as as I was doing this, it served no purpose for me anymore. I was feeling emotionally drained, and there were some things that were said about me that were not true. So the moral of the story is I decided today to, first of all, move away from that. Okay. So I decided to pull away from the project. And, Allie was, it was her idea, and I was, going to promote it and everything. But, Allie and I are still good friends. And sometimes, so this is what I want, this is what I'm trying, where I'm getting at right now. Okay. Sometimes in life, if something doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to be it wasn't meant to happen. It wasn't meant to be. And so last month in May, I had reached my low point. I literally reached my breaking point. My business crashed. I lost a substantial amount of money in my coaching business, and also, working on this film project put a huge drain on me emotionally. And so I realized that I needed to do something. Otherwise, I was headed for a nervous breakdown. So what happened was on May 13th, and I remember that day all too well, it was on a Friday. I was sitting here on my computer, and I received an email. So what I do is I subscribe to different emails like Dean Graziosis, Tony Robbins. I followed both of them for a long time, and I am in their Ultimate Breakthrough Challenge. So there was an email that I received that looked really interesting, and all it said was, "Join me live at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on a Friday. I am going to be talking about," Dean was sharing his story, and I couldn't believe it. When I hopped on that live, I said, oh my God. Actually, I hopped on a Zoom. There was a private Zoom link, so I was invited to, it was a mastermind call, but it was free. So I hopped on that call, and I was on that call for 1 hour. And I had to turn off the camera because I literally broke down and cried. And I said, oh my God, they made an offer that I could not refuse. So what I did was I picked myself back up. I clicked on the link, and it was free to join for 30 days. And then after that, they bill you $47 a month. But basically, Dean was talking about you can build your coaching course in 30 days. We are going to show you how to do it. And that's exactly what I did. I took that leap of faith and I signed up. And yes, you're right, Dawn. It was meant to be. Correct. Hi, Twanda. Yes, I know. God knows. I agree. Tracy, yes, I believe that too. And Allie, yes. Okay, so I signed up for the program. And I was like, wow. Oh, okay. So I signed up for the program. I went through the course. And this is like the first time that I bought a course in a long, long time. And so all of a sudden, as I'm going through the course, I was like, oh my God, like all of a sudden, like he would ask you, what lights you up? What is your passion? What lights you up? He kept driving that point home. And we worked on also, who is your target audience in terms of building your coaching program. And this is another thing that I realized. I realized that I was targeting the wrong audience. So I was targeting an audience that did not have the money to purchase my program. That was a true awakening. And I spent days researching online to see who is my ideal client? Who is it that I want to serve? Because I know that a lot of coaches, they just go all out and they really don't know who their target audience is. So I took the time, went through the course. I was off Facebook. I was off TikTok, Instagram, and I was just laser focused, because we're here to solve problems. And I say, so now that domestic abuse survivors are not my target audience anymore, who am I going to serve? So I came up with, what I am working on and what I worked on is, because I was a divorced woman 13 years ago, I said, I am going to be focusing on helping divorced women and single moms who have already transitioned out of domestic abuse or some sort of trauma. They haven't really found a clear path that they want to take, and they are looking to rediscover themselves, because this is what happens. Like, this is what happened to me 13 years ago as I was going through the throes of a divorce. I had the mindset. It takes a lot of mindset. And the first thing that I did was I took ownership and I stopped playing the victim. Okay. I stopped playing the victim and I said, that's it. I'm just going to take massive action. So during that time period, a massive shift happened, and I began to surround myself with people who are on a higher level. Thank you so much, Dawn. Yes, we are. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to help so many women because they feel lost. For those of people who are going to be watching the replay either tonight or tomorrow within the next few days, if you are feeling lost and overwhelmed, anxious and scared, I can relate, because I know I went through the same thing. And I started to surround myself with higher level people. I went to a convention in June, 1 month after my divorce. I flew to LA for the first time, and I saw MJ Durkin speak and I saw Craig Holliday speak. And at that time, I was with a health and wellness company that I was super passionate about, and that was Beachbody. And Tracy Morrow invited me, and I actually walked into the wrong room, but she let me stay. And that opened up a whole new world. Network marketing opened up a whole new world for me at that time. So, I had just rank advanced the same day that I had signed my divorce papers. So you want to talk about, okay? So let's fast forward to now. So as I was going through the course and I was engaging in the Facebook group, I was sharing my ideas. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to target. This is what I want to promote. There was so much love and support in that group. I was like, it felt honestly overwhelming at times, but it felt great. And I had started to, regain my confidence. I got my confidence back. I was, back on social media. I was networking, and all of a sudden people were reaching out to me, helping me. And then about a week ago, I was invited to a BNI networking meeting, and that BNI is Business Networking International. So a long time ago, when I used to work in corporate America in direct sales and advertising, I used to be a member of that organization, but they do have a chapter up here. So this was a virtual Zoom, and I was on the Zoom for 1 hour, and I can tell you that changed everything for me. That changed everything for me. I met a lot of great people, some of them who I know personally, some of them professionally. I hadn't seen them in a while. And they were like rooting for me. And I'm not even a member. I was just invited as a guest to share my story. And I was so happy. I just felt so blessed and happy that I was able to share my story and who I want to help. And then I was getting referrals. I was having Zoom meetings last week. So a friend, my girlfriend who invited me, she is with a health and wellness company, but she is a servant leader. And, I come from a place of service. Like I said, some coaches use the cookie cutter approach. I want to have a conversation with you, a real, raw conversation with you. And now these days, we have the power of the internet. And, since COVID happened, now there are virtual Zooms. And that is, how we conduct business today. I rarely do in-person meetings unless someone lives locally here. Thank you, Twanda. Thank you, Twanda. And thank you, Dawn. Yes, I am evolving, correct, of course, yes. And my audience is always changing. That's true. Things change and evolve, okay? Things are always evolving and changing. So instead of fighting it, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow. Hi, Amanda. Oh, hi, Mandy. You made it. How are you? Mandy's from Maryland. She's so sweet. Thank you. And we had the pleasure of meeting on TikTok. So, yes, Mandy, when you get a chance, you could go back and watch the replay after I'm finished with this live. But, yeah, let me just take a sip of water. Actually, it's sparkling water. Oh, so good. Refreshing. So, going back to what I was talking about, I really started to rediscover myself. And now I said, okay, now I know what my true purpose is. I do want to help women. I do want to help women. And yes, community and real human connections are vital. That's true. And we have the power of social media today. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and LinkedIn too. And I've made some really great connections on LinkedIn too. So, and I have a very good following on Facebook. I've had to delete some people who were no longer serving me because they were actually bringing me down. And anytime that you are in a negative situation or you are involved in a negative situation, my advice is walk away, leave. And once you realize that and you do that, then the wealth of abundance starts to flow. And I was having some money blocks. I was having a lot of issues. And I had worked one-on-one with some coaches. They offered, to help me because they know me for a long time. So they offered to help me. And I realized that I was having some blocks, like huge blocks. And self-limiting beliefs, right? The beauty of blocking people, right, exactly. So I had to block people from my reality because they no longer served my reality. And you know, I'm I'm not sorry for it. I'm glad I did because it was a release. I felt relieved. And that allowed me, like everything opened up for me. Literally, everything opened up for me because I've always had a vision and a dream. And when you have that vision and dream to help others, it's a total game changer. That's great, Twanda. You assist the battered women. That's God bless you. God bless you. And I admire the women here who offer those services. Yes, and I actually, when I was going through my divorce, Twanda, I had a counselor from Battered Women's Services. So I had an advocate with me during that time of divorce because she really helped me work through a lot of things. I was basically depressed and I felt awful. I didn't feel good about myself. And she helped me work through that. And obviously, a year later, I moved to Saratoga Springs and I realized that I could live on my own, stand on my own 2 feet. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Yeah, right, limiting beliefs. Exactly. Thank you so much, Dawn. Yes. Those limiting beliefs, they come from childhood. Maybe you didn't have a good childhood. Maybe your mom was too hard on me, too hard on you, or whatever it is, a bad marriage. And that can really bring a woman down, like literally down to the ground. And then, it's up to us to take ownership of that. It's up to us to release those self-limiting beliefs. And I know that Tracy helped me too. Right. We all need people who fan our flames. Exactly. 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 So, that lit a fire under my belt, literally, just like literally. So this whole course that I took for 30 days literally lit the fire under me. And I am happy to say that I launched my course 1 week ago, and the support that I have is amazing. And it just goes to show you how you can turn your life around. And this happened in 30 days. And honestly, I know people would ask me, where are you? What are you doing? I said, well, I'm just, working on some things, but I was working on myself. And, I was working on myself, but I was still showing up every day. So as long as you are showing up every single day to help serve, then you are winning. Okay. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Twanda. Yes, fire, 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 Dawn. It's like, you know what this is like, right? The phoenix rising from the ashes. And that's exactly how I feel. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. And, it's not fun when you lose. Oh, thank you for the hearts, Mandy. Thank you. And, I don't like losing money. I do not like losing money. But you know what? It was a lesson learned. And now I am attracting wealth and abundance back into my life. I feel so much better about myself. I am surrounded by a great community and who support me. I've had people reach out to me, like literally right now, 6 and 7 figure earners are reaching out to me. And this has never happened before. And even when I go on TikTok and I go to people's lives to support their lives, and Mandy knows this, there are 7-figure earners who are inviting me to their live. I'm not kidding. One is a health and wellness coach, one is a manifestation coach. So on TikTok, you get notifications. And then when I see, oh, this one invited me, I'm like, oh, I'm honored. I'm honored. So they must like what I'm doing. so it's just, these last 30 days have been literally life-changing for me. And I discovered what my true passion was. I was, I felt like the whole team just lit me up, And this is what I ask, my coach, my clients, what lights you up? That's the most, what does light you up? And, oh, good. Oh, yes. Yes, let's go on a road trip together. Thank you, Tracy. You're always cheering me on. Always cheering me on. And I've collaborated with other coaches like Tracy and Dawn, and they're great people. I mean, they're great women. And I just love the person who I am becoming. So I have launched a 90-day coaching program, which I revamped from the coaching program that was created by my former business coach. So my program talks about rediscovery, okay? Are you ready to rediscover yourself and move into ownership of your life? Are you feeling lost, overwhelmed? You're not sure the right path that you want to take? Well, I am here to help you with that. And, because I can understand that a lot of women feel confused, especially, you could be a single mom. You could be a single mom. You could be a divorced woman. And you're looking for the right path to take, because the last thing that you want to do is jump into another relationship. You have to heal yourself. You have to love yourself. Those are the things that I learned in mentorship. I've invested a lot of money in mentors and coaches. And listen, you have to invest. The biggest investment that you can make is in yourself. So if you feel lost and overwhelmed, and if you want to book a call with me, my Calendly link is in the pinned comment. Feel free to book a call with me, and we will have a conversation. All I want to do is just have a conversation with you. All I want to do is help women and have those conversations, okay? That is something that I bring to the table. I offer that personal service. And I cannot wait to, I'm going to be working also on a pre-launch of my new coaching program soon. So stay tuned for that. So I will be going live again, probably in a week or two. So I'm going to be putting together a webinar, and I haven't done a webinar in a long time, but I love doing webinars. I know when I was in a mentorship program 3 years ago, I would do webinars, and we were helping a lot of people at the time. So I'm really, really happy and blessed to be, doing a webinar, because I want to offer value. I want to bring the value to the women who deserve to live a better life. Thank you, Dawn, and I will let you know when that is. Right, exactly, Tracy. Opening the relationship is huge. This is how everything begins to change. Exactly. Thank you so much, Dawn. Yeah, so doing a live webinar on Zoom is going to be exciting. I know myself, when I've been on Zoom calls, and I've been on private mastermind Zoom calls with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, you cannot believe the energy. I mean, there is so much energy. It's like fire. I mean, it really gets you in a high vibration. And who doesn't want to be in a high vibration with other like-minded people? And that is me, and that is my true calling. So my true calling, I found my true purpose and calling in life. And and so I'm really looking forward to scaling my podcast. I really look forward to scaling my coaching business, because I deserve it, okay? We all deserve to live an abundant life, and life is all about helping people. And last Friday night, I was on another Zoom, and she is a millionaire. And some of you may know her. Her name is Stormy Wellington. So her webinar was the Wi-Fi Money Challenge. And I can tell you, she is a beast. And I follow her on Instagram, and she has literally changed my life. She is amazing. and she is part of a health and wellness company that I am a part of too. And because I had to take my life back, I had to, feed my body with nutritional supplements, and now I'm back to doing my workouts again. I feel really, really good about myself again, and that, I just love that. Your health is your wealth, and it's important to stay healthy. And yes, we are part of the Tony Robbins tribe. Exactly. 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 It's exciting, Dawn. I agree with you. I love being part of a community. And yes, I'm part of the Tony Robbins tribe. I'm part of Dawn's tribe too. So life is exciting. Life is really, really, really exciting. And, surrounding myself with God-fearing women. And I know that God has a lot in store for us. Okay? We are here to change people's lives. God put us on this earth to make an impact on people's lives. And I'm really happy about that. I just feel truly happy and blessed. We're all connected here for a reason. And I just feel happy. I feel blessed. And I can't not wait for the next chapter in my life. Okay? Just being real, like I said, real, raw, and vulnerable. So what I shared earlier, that was not easy. That's not easy for me, just to pour your heart out and just tell people that you lost money, because a lot of people are afraid of money. A lot of people, like some people, are afraid to share their story, but that is when the breakthroughs happen. The breakthroughs happen when you are real, raw, and vulnerable. So I think that wraps up my live. So we're coming up to 31 minutes. And if you would like to, so for those of you who are watching the replay, or for those of you who are here watching live, if you would like to book a call with me, my Calendly link is there in the comments. It's in the pinned comment. And I know it's all coming back. I know you got me, Tracy. I know you do. I know you do. I love you. I love you. I love all of you. You are all amazing women. And I am back. So I am back. So the next time I go live, I'm going to be sharing more value, and I'm going to be sharing some snippets of what's going to be coming up in my 90-day pre-launch of my Rediscovery program. You see that? You go through a path of rediscovery, so why not create a course? I mean, doesn't it make sense, everyone? Doesn't it make sense? I mean, we all, God gave us gifts, and we are all talented. We all have skills. We all have that within us. And it's up to us. Love you too, Dawn. Love you too. I love you, Tracy, Allie, Amanda, all of you. I just love all of you. You are all, Tawanda, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, because I know this is, like the night before the long holiday weekend, but I decided to go live tonight because I'm going to show up. I am going to show up. And I wanted to share my story of how I reinvented myself. So I hope you got value from this live tonight. If you got value tonight, please hashtag value in the comments below. Thank you. Yes, I love you and your drive too, Tracy. You are amazing. And I've learned a lot from Tracy, and I'm part of her Facebook group. And, we did like box breathing. That's something that I had trouble with, but, we do a lot of like breathing exercises, and Tracy is amazing. And so is Dawn. Dawn is amazing. You are all amazing. You are all amazing people. So my message tonight is let go of the negative, toxic people who are no longer serving you. Okay, that is my message. And thank you, Mandy. Thank you. And once you do that, the world of abundance is right there in front of you. And if you want to if you have a passion and you want to, doesn't matter. I mean, you could be a health and wellness coach. You can, create a course. Now, I built my own course. Now, in that 30-day challenge. I built my own course, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And, I'm doing this from a place of love and a place of service. Thank you for the hearts, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the value. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you all. And like I said, I want to thank you all for coming on to my live. So if you would like to book a call with me, please book a call. Would love to have a real conversation with you. Let me know where you're at in your life, and let's see if we can, work together. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into my live. And this live will be uploaded on my podcast, Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, which is on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all the other live streams. It will be uploaded on Monday morning at 8 a.m. It's July 4th. So it's Independence Day for us. So it will be uploaded. So you'll be able to, no problem, Andy, you're fine. You're not late. No problem. There are people who jump on afterwards. You'd be amazed. They watch the replay. I have a lot of replay viewers, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm just happy to be here live on my Facebook fan page. I just feel so humbled and blessed. And I feel humbled and blessed to be with all of you. So yes, book that call with me. Be on the lookout for that live episode next week on Monday. And, you may be out gardening or whatever, or having your morning coffee. And I will be uploading this live onto my podcast next week. So thank you, Tracy. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I wish you all a blessed night, a blessed evening, a good Friday, and an amazing July 4th weekend. And let's make some memories, okay? Let's change people's lives. Have a great night, everyone.